Yes, good morning to all of you. Myself, Mahesh Jagdish Pingle, lecturer Electronics Engineering, Government Polytechnic Ambad. So, dear students, today we are going to discuss our next point, that is called as two cavity Klystron amplifier. Basically, two cavity Klystron amplifier is a microwave source or generator which can generate as well as amplify the microwave frequencies. So, in this particular lecture, we are going to discuss the construction of the two cavity Klystron amplifier, its working of the two cavity Klystron amplifier, as well as we are going to discuss the Applegate diagram related with the two cavity Klystron amplifier. So, dear students, you are observing here a two cavity Klystron amplifier. Now, in this particular two cavity Klystron amplifier, the two different cavities we are observing. So first cavity it is called as the buncher cavity, and second cavity it is called as the catcher cavity. So these are nothing but the glass tubes which acts one as the buncher cavity and second one as the catcher cavity. Now the two cavity Klystron amplifier is basically depend on the velocity modulation process. So how the velocity modulation process is done, that we are going to discuss in this particular lecture. Now if you are observing here, we are observing here the electron gun. This particular electron gun which acts as a cathode, and whenever some kind of AC voltage it is applied to the plate of the electron gun, the electrons are emitted, right? So the function of the electron gun is to generate the electrons, right? Now these electrons whatever the generated, it will be propagated or passed through this particular tube. Now here you are observing a collector, or which is also called as a catcher one, which is nothing but the anode. Now whatever the electron generated, it will be attracted by this collector or the anode. Why it is attracted by this collector or anode? Because whatever the voltage of this collector or anode, it will be taken as a positive. So here you are observing a negative terminal, it is connected over here, and a positive terminal it is connected to the anode or the collector. So because of the higher voltage of this particular collector or the anode, the electrons itself are the negative charge entities. So whatever the negative electrons generated will be attracted by the positive charge. So positive voltage attract these electrons, and these electrons generated from the electron gun will be collected by this particular collector. So it is the basic function. Now when there is no any voltage applied to this particular, any RF input is applied or any voltage applied across this grid, then at that time whatever the electrons generated, these are directly collected by the collector. But when we apply some kind of RF input voltage to this buncher cavity, the situation will be different, and that situation it is nothing but the main operation of your Klystron amplifier as an amplifier, right? Now here you are observing there is a gap A, here it is a gap A, right? Similarly for the catcher cavity, here we are observing it as a gap B. So here it is a gap A, here it is a gap B. Now the space between buncher cavity and the catcher cavity, it is very much small, and actual bunching of the electron takes place within this particular this space. So this particular space is technically labeled as the drift space. So within drift space, actual the bunching of the electron process itself it is takes place, right? Now while talking about the operation of this particular two cavity Klystron amplifier, suppose the RF signal to be amplified, it is used for exciting the input buncher cavity, thereby develops alternating voltage signal of frequency at gap A. So whatever the signal which we want to amplify, it is given to this particular point RF in, right? Now this particular RF in voltage generates some voltage at this particular gap A. So alternating voltage will be generated across the gap A. So according to this particular voltage, the speed of electron itself gets changed. Suppose example, if we take whatever the voltage across RF in, if it is positive, the same positive voltage will come across the gap A, and as we know that the electrons will be affected by these particular voltages. So how that will be affected, that we will see in the Applegate diagram. So detail will be discussed over there. So now let us now consider the effect of the gap voltage on the electron beam by passing through gap A. The situation is best explained by means of a Applegate diagram. So dear students, here you are observing the Applegate diagram over here. So it is the Applegate diagram. Now in this particular Applegate diagram, three axes we are observing: the voltage across gap A, then position of the gap A, and position of gap B. So actual these 2 points are nothing but the drift space, right? So here you are also observing the drift space. So in this particular drift space, what exactly it is done, that we are going with the help of this particular Applegate diagram. Now suppose let us have a look over this diagram. So whatever the voltage across gap A, it is nothing but the sinusoidal voltage, right? Now this is the positive peak voltage and this is the negative peak voltage, right? Now this particular voltage across gap A, it comes from the RF in. So whatever the RF in signal, that will create such a kind of sinusoidal AC voltage over gap A. So this is nothing but the voltage across gap A. Now here we are taking the 3 case of the electron. So 3 electrons you are observing here: EL, that is the late electron; ER is nothing but the reference electron; and EE is nothing but the early electron, right? Now suppose the reference electron will be generated at this particular point, so B dash. So if we observe the voltage at this particular point, it is 0, right? Because here it is the positive voltage you are observing, here it is the negative voltage you are observing. So at exactly on this particular axis at point B dash, the voltage is 0. So when this voltage is 0, so at gap A the voltage is 0. So whatever the electron generated over here, it will be directly collected by the collector, and there is no any change in speed of that particular electron. So whatever the velocity of electron of reference electron, it is constant. So we are treating this particular electron as a reference electron. So whatever the electron generated without any change in velocity, that will be collected across the collector, right? So this is the first case, reference electron ER. So a reference electron is the electron where applied voltage across gap A, it is 0. So no any change in speed of the electron. Now if we take the example of the early electron, so early electron that will be generated before the reference electron. Now at that time we are observing a negative voltage over the electron. So already the electron is early electron which is moved earlier, and when such a kind of negative voltage itself gets applied on the early electron, the speed of the electron